The Florida Panthers made some moves that left some fans surprised, and well, the others kind of knew what was going to happen. We're going to talk about what those moves were and how it affected the team's play against the New York Islanders, which let them come away with the big-time W. And Paul Maurice knows this upcoming road trip and the whole month of December is going to be massive in terms of if they're able to go on big-time winning streaks and crawl up the standings, or are they going to struggle and start to drop further behind everybody in the Eastern Conference. That's what goes the opposite way, guys. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Panthers Digest. I'm your host, Greg Andrews. Hit that subscribe button down below. Hype up these videos and help me reach 4,000 subs, guys. I appreciate all of your support. And you guys already know, this is the channel where you're going to find pre- and post-game analysis, news, injuries, anything and everything that you want to know about your back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. Well, it's pretty easy to say right now. We know the big thing that happened was Jeff Petry. Well, he was pulled for a little bit, and then they put him back into that third defensive pairing against the New York Islanders, and he did have an assist. I'm not saying that, oh my goodness, the guy's going to come back and he's going to be this all-star defensive guy. No. He still played better hockey. He's been questionable throughout the whole season. I think Paul Maurice and company in the front office thought they were getting a very different player than what they've currently seen. Now, he did turn 38 today. That age defensively has a lot to do with how he's playing. He does look like he's lost a step there. I mean, defensemen usually at this age are starting to really regress. But it's the veteran savvy player that is out there that knows how to play the game. But what we're seeing and the actual physical playing that is on the ice and not him understanding the game is what is really hurting the team at times. He's had a lot of giveaways and not a lot of takeaways. In fact, I'm going to show you guys that right now. These are his stats on the season. 26 games, 6 assists, 20 shots, 22 giveaways, and only a single takeaway, guys. Not things that you want to see from one of your defensemen. That means he's giving up the puck a lot and all over the ice. And then takeaways, that number should be a little bit higher because when he's fighting for the puck in the corner, he should be fighting, winning some of those battles, taking the puck away from the opposition in our defensive third of the ice. But it just hasn't been happening. Donovan Sebrango's done a better job. Balinskis has done a better job. I'm going to show you their numbers in just a moment. But he has been a little bit more physical than I thought he would be for an older player. 22 hits on the season. And he has been great at blocking shots, getting in the lane, the shooting lanes, and being able to put a body on some of those shots with 29 this season. So let's take a look at Donovan Sebrango. I already told you I love the fact that Bill Zito brought him into this organization, picked him up on waivers. He has been great so far this season, just by the eye test. I know the stats aren't really there yet with only 2 assists, no goals on the season. I mean, he hasn't played a ton of hockey, and everybody needs to understand that. But the ceiling is very high for him, very high. He's got a lot of talent, and I do think that as he progresses through the season, he's just going to get better. We've already seen it. And his numbers on the season, by the way, well, 10 giveaways a little bit earlier in the season when he first started playing in some of these games. He looked shaky here and there. Overall, just from watching him play, I think he's been great. 18 hits, 11 blocks, 2 takeaways. He has been pretty good in the 12 games that he's played in. He's going to get better. And I do want to see him paired up more with Balinskis. I think, obviously, sometimes when Sebrango's playing with Petry, it looks like they're really vibing off of each other a lot. They're playing well together. But I think the younger Balinskis, who's speedy, good two-way player, able to find the back of the net, can find his teammates too and set them up from time to time. I know the numbers aren't offensively going to be like it is if he was playing on a top 4 line, but still defensively, he has been pretty solid all season as a two-way player. Now, when we're looking at his numbers, by the way, here we go. These are Uvis Balinskis' numbers this season. 19 games, a goal, 4 assists, 18 shots, 9 giveaways, but 9 takeaways. That's what we're talking about. 29 hits on the season, 12 block shots. I can guarantee you if he played 6 games or a little bit more in the season, he would probably have somewhere around 20 block shots. I like the way he's been playing. 29 years old, like I said, really savvy defenseman. Just needs a little bit more experience. So I like that they brought Petry back after he had a little bit of rest. He looked a little bit better in that New York Islanders game. Wasn't coughing up the puck a ton, but also wasn't taking it away. I mean, one takeaway the whole season. That's not what you're looking for from your veteran defenseman. So let's keep rolling here, guys. Jack Devine was just sent down to the AHL. Obviously, wasn't really producing offensively at all. Made a few plays here and there to try to set up his teammates. Had a few good passes, and man, if they were just a little bit change the angle on it or a little bit faster on the pass, I mean, he probably would have an assist or two so far in the games that he's played and possibly a goal. He tried for a wraparound shot. I can't remember what game it was. And it was pretty much his only option because he didn't have any help. Nobody was open from the Panthers. So he decided to try to do a little wraparound shot. Goalie covered it up really nicely. But his play wasn't bad, but they need to bring in guys that have more experience playing in NHL games. I mean, Bovequist has 342 NHL games, 111 for Studnicka, and 456 for Cunnin. That's a lot of experience playing in the NHL compared to Jack Devine, who pretty much has just the small sample size that we currently have from the games he's played this season. I say you send him back down. He's got to learn a little bit more about the system, about how the NHL is played. Now that he's had a taste of it, he could refine his skills and figure out, okay, what do I have to do to be better as an NHL player, not as an AHL player? And I do like Boquist, Studnicka, and Cunnin all playing on the same line. I think they're going to get better as the season goes on. You know, we just got to let these guys build the chemistry and keep the line together. And it's been so hard to do that with all the injuries. So Luke Cunnin has been very good too. He is the guy that has the most experience on that fourth line with 456 games under his belt, 22 on the season, 1 goal, 1 assist. Good two-way player, good skater. I mean, pretty decent shot, but again, he's got to do a little bit better with puck control from time to time and being a little more aggressive defensively. These guys are not getting a ton of playing time on ice. He's averaging between about high 3 minutes to maybe the low 5 minutes per game when they're in that fourth line, no matter who is on it. So they're more of going in there saying, okay, can you hold down the fort for the meantime? Hell, if you do get a goal, great. If not, just keep the score even. Give our guys a little bit of breathing time, some time to catch their breath, recuperate a little bit, get some fluids in them, so on and so forth. Jack Studnicka, I like the way he's played. I think the call-up was the right thing to do. He's got speed. He's got decent size. He can control the puck. But again, he's got to get experience. And I think that's exactly what Paul Maurice was doing by calling him up and creating this fourth line of those guys I just named. It's more about getting guys that have some more of that, not necessarily veteran leadership and veteran line play. It's just there's a little more experience compared to other guys that are in the AHL system. These are probably the most experienced guys they had outside of Boquist right now. But Studnicka and Cunnin have a lot. Studnicka has the fewest amount of games at 111, only 4 games played this season. But Cunnin's got a lot of experience. Boquist has a decent amount of experience. He's played 28 games so far this season, had some good success. I am not saying that there's anything wrong with this line right now, but I do think Jack Devine needs to go back to the AHL. He's got some things to work on. He knows what he needs to do, work with the coaching staff, improve a little bit more. And when the time comes to call his number again, I don't think it's going to be that far off. They're going to, and I think he needs a little rest. These guys have to get used to playing at the NHL level, at the speed, the size, the physicality, all of that. And I'm sure Jack Devine got beat up a little bit. So here is Jesper Boquist. 3 goals, 3 assists on the season. I know everybody loves the way that he plays. I love the way that he plays. I think he's a great two-way player. He's been solid so far this season. Don't take him out at all. Keep him on that fourth line. Let him keep doing what he's doing. I've got nothing bad to say about the guy, really. He sticks up for his teammates. He can set them up. He throws the puck at the net and takes a chance. He also really, really goes into those quarters and scraps for that puck to try to keep everything in their offensive third of the ice. And that's very important to note on this. So anyways, upcoming schedule, guys. It is a tough one. The 3 games in the red that you see are against pretty much the 2 juggernauts of the NHL, the Colorado Avalanche, who are just steamrolling people right now. I know they've had one loss in, their second regulation loss of the season the other night that came at the hands of the New York Islanders, who we just beat the other night. But everything you see in red, those are going to be the toughest games I think that we have to play, because Colorado has just been, man, they've just been unbelievable this season. 2 regular season losses, or regular time losses this season, I should say, and everything in yellow. I think those are our 4 most important games because they're all in the Atlantic Division. Twice against Tampa Bay, 1 against Toronto, and 1 against Montreal. Those are must-win games because you're handing losses to these teams that are ahead of you right now, so it can give you a chance to catch up in the Atlantic Division. Obviously, all the other games like Carolina, we need to beat them. New York, we need to beat them. They're in the Eastern Conference. So you add those 2 games on top, and the Washington Capitals, obviously. So you add those 3 games in. We've got 7 out of 14 games that are really critical for us to win to move up in the standings, hopefully. And we do have to count on some of these teams to start losing. Do I see Colorado potentially staying with maybe 3 or 4 losses for the entirety of the season? No. It's a long season. Injuries are going to happen. Guys are going to get tired. They're going to get banged up. I see a lot of teams starting to reach that top of the mountaintop. They're going to start coming back down. They're going to plateau. They're going to start coming down. I think they're going to start suffering some losses. It's just a matter of time because injuries are inevitable. Getting hurt is inevitable. Guys are not going to be playing at 100%. You got to see what happens. So is there an opportunity for the Cats to do well? Absolutely. I'm not going to say any of these games are 100% loss, but is there potential for them to struggle? Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes. This is a very tough December schedule. The good news is Matthew Tkachuk will be coming back hopefully towards the end of this schedule right here that I have from December 10th to January 6th. Could he potentially play towards the last 2 or 3 games? Yes. Do I think it'll happen? No. I think he might be slated to come a little bit later. I mean, if he's feeling great and the doctors clear him, awesome, bring him back. But I would say don't try to push him into coming back too quickly. I'd rather get a little more of that time practicing, skating, working your hands, all that stuff, and just getting to feel better, getting your mindset right to get into the game. Maybe you wait till the 10th or something of January. Give him just like an extra week. But it is possible for him to come back sooner than later. We will see what happens. I would say we probably got 3 weeks at minimum, so the very end of the month, to maybe 5 weeks, that second week of January. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. Again, comment, like, share. I will be doing other videos coming up in the next week to 2 weeks. I will be having a guest on the show as a former ECHL goaltender, retired, now a coach, who will join me to talk about goaltending in the NHL, how the game is played from their aspect, getting an inside look into goaltending, well, just as a semi-professional and professional, as well as what happens to you as a goaltender when you have significant injuries to multiple players that are in front of you. How does it affect your play and the expectations that you have on the ice? I'll also be doing live Q&As with you guys coming up, which I will announce in several days, as well as live broadcasts where I will be going to do live shots of me watching a game, giving you my opinion to certain things that are happening. It'll be a lot of fun. Should be hilarious too if the Cats are doing really well or if they're losing in the comments that I make. So that'll be a lot of fun. You guys can tune in and watch that and comment and like and do all that stuff as I'm watching the games. So again, keep your eyes peeled for the dates when I will be doing a live episode here, just taking your Q&As, going over certain topics. I would love for you guys to give me some feedback after this and tell me what topics would you like me to cover. I will do the research. You guys can do live Q&A with me. I'd appreciate you guys joining me on those episodes. And again, I'll have guests coming up. Oh, sorry about that. Just scraped my microphone. I'll have guests coming up. I'll be doing crossover episodes. A lot of great things are coming, so stay tuned. Appreciate all of you. Remember, subscribe, hype up this video. Help me get to 4,000. I appreciate all of you. Cats game tomorrow night. It's a big one against Utah, 9 p.m. Go Cats.